So the weekly time frame of Ethereum. Now, these are all retest candles from a breakout, and the price has respected it in March 2024, respected it again in December 2024, and respected it again in September 2025. Then you had a breakout followed by a retest. That's an official retest, a clean break and retest, a clean break and retest. That's a clean break and retest there, and a clear sell confirmation, because sometimes you might be looking for sell confirmation and they don't come all the time. It takes time because they are weekly time frame candles, so it takes a whole lot of time to form. But shortly after that, we had a retest candle to a broken structure and as well as sell confirmation on a weekly time frame. And what was broken? An ascending trend line, ATL. An ascending trend line, ATL, was broken. The price action is very clear. And if you look critically, you will see that that breakout started from here. And on the weekly time frame, you can see it from here, where we had a clean break of structure. In a very funny way, it wasn't a straight breakout, but it was a breakout because the price was ascending up before a breakout. And we must put it into context, because everything that happens in the market happens for a reason. And in the future, this very trend line is a resistance to upswing. So that means if in the future Ethereum could go 20,000, 30,000, this trend line will be pivotal, will be important to stopping price from further upswing. To put into context, here is resistance, here is support, giving you an ascending trend line, break of structure. What structure was broken? An interchange between resistance and support, and price came back and retested it. And the final retest, if you take this out, you will see that retest there, and you see that market sell down from there. So everything in the market happens for a reason, and they will keep happening. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. So let's put it into context so that it's very clear. You can see it. We have here as a resistance structure. We have here as a support structure on a weekly candle close. Weekly candle close. Remember, the higher the time frame close, the stronger the bias. A monthly candle close is stronger than a weekly candle close. Weekly candle close is stronger than a daily candle close. 4 hours candle close is stronger than a 3 hours candle close. 3 hours is stronger than 2 hours. So the higher the time frame, the stronger the reaction and the sentiment. So you can see what happened there. Break of an interchange, resistance becomes support, break of structure, retest one, retest two. In the future, that's also a price action to watch out in the future. And at the moment, let's see what could likely what transpire here, where you've seen, of course, we have a support structure, a weekly candle close support structure here that have stop price. And I also want to put it into perspective, but the price action we have here was not completely horizontal, but even from a horizontal perspective, it was able to stop price. And you look at it here, this is a resistance structure, and you can see a complete sell. Now, when price came back, it broke that structure. Break of a resistance structure. A broken resistance structure becomes a demand floor on a weekly candle close. But we must factor the wicks, because majority of the reactions happen with a liquidity sweep. So this is why, while we're making our crosses, we factor the wicks. So you can see a break of a resistance structure, of course, we sold down, right? Price in an attempt to upswing got rejected, creating a weekly pivot point here and we set down. And price came back, broke that structure. It came back to retest it, making there a future demand floor and a sell confirmation. Yes, in the future. In the future. Yeah, so what that means technically is that if price breaks out from there, then it opens up for a sell continuation, just like we have on a weekly time frame that have given us the sell impetus. So if we break out from here in the future, we are going to sell down. We are selling down based on the character, based on the character. If you see what price did here, price has given us the reason to hold such sentiments. So we have there as a resistance structure, we have here as a support structure. So we have an interchange, a resistance structure and a support structure. So break of that interchange. So I want to put it into context. I will label this A. So this is A, and the second one is B. So in the future, a breakout of this demand floor and interchange AB on a weekly time frame, giving us a horizontal structure, a breakout from it will see be a sell confirmation. So we'll be watching that just like we had here. We have here A, B, C, an ascending trendline resistance structure, break of structure, price returns just a demand floor, break of four structures, one, two, three, four. After break of that structure, it became a resistance structure and you have seen a sell down. So now what does that mean in the future? What it means in the future is that here becomes a potential sell zone. So if price returns into this zone, it will be a technical sell ground. So the reason for here is you look at the past price actions. Can it be flipped? Yes, because there is nothing in the market that is designated permanent. Everything is temporary. So price could get here and still break the structure and continue to uptrend. But if you follow principles of break and retest, then it makes a whole lot of sense to see that it's valid to wait for price here. That if price pushes into this area, then we most likely have an M structure and the price will sink back. Yes, the probability is very high. And if he's doing so, of course, we'll have a key demand flow at this area, which I will also want to watch to see how price managed to navigate a 3,506 level. Break of 3,506 will be a confirmation that price will definitely get into this roof. So we'll be watching it technically to see if price will be able to break here on a weekly time frame, as my bias holds strongly by deeper the time frame. So the deeper the time frame, the higher the bias. So we're going to see what price do. If price gets into this place, break this structure, that is fine. But I doubt if it's going to break it because this is a breakout from a support structure, and a breakout from a support structure will call for retest. So it's most likely that when price pushes into 3,506, 3,506, we most likely face some kind of resistance from sellers due to the price action at this level. But the key critical resistance which you must watch here must be from the structure from September 2021, price run down, and we had a value breakout from here. So at this level, I think we don't know the liquidity that is coming. We don't know the extent, and we don't know what the market makers might do at that level. But if you want to put it into structural interpretation, you will see that market structure on a weekly time frame here is playing out, and we've seen what it did in the past. So if all it did in the past was to respect structure, there is no way it could do something different in a current time frame. So we judge from the past to ascertain what the future will look like. So as long as in the past market has done things like this, then we can hold it to ransom. Now we see what price have done here. Resistance becomes support on break of structure 1, resistance becomes support on break of structure 2, resistance becomes support on break of structure 3, break of structure, price come here. And due to the liquidity it tapped from retesting the current all-time high, it broke that structure. So on technical, here becomes a technical supply roof, becomes a technical supply roof, and I will tell you for free, there is a very high probability that at this level you are going to be rejected at this level. The probability is very high based on the principles of break and retest. So if it comes here, we more likely will get a rejection from there. So this is what we'll have for now. Shavyfxhub will never reach you or call you for account management or soliciting of capital. All trades are free for educational purpose. Bye for now.